So today was another deload day. I'm doing deloads this week. Started out with my warm-ups, 135 on the bar. And the reason why you do deloads is to give nervous system a break, let your tendons catch up, let your joints catch up and heal up. So I'm not going too heavy today. I was just going sets of 5, 135 right there. It's light for me. For some people, if you're a newbie lifter, your deload week might be different, but it's good to do them every 5 or 6 weeks. Lighten the weight to about 65%, maybe 70%, and just let yourself recover. You don't want to completely not go to the gym. You kind of re-emphasizing the gains that you already built up when you're doing the deload week, and then come back the next week and build on top of that. So I'm throwing I think that's a 25 on there. Yeah. So I warmed up with 185. That's right. Warmed up with like 185. After 135, shoulder been a little bit tweaking. My shoulder on and off has given me a little bit of issues for like the last 7-8 months. That's why I stopped bench pressing for like 6 months and did a lot of overhead presses and back work to kind of try to maintain my strength on the bench. So I bounced back and now I'm stronger than I was before. Before, my highest bench press was 270 or 275 for 2 reps. I believe it was 270 for 2 reps. This was in August. Then I took that hiatus for 6 months, and now, let's see, my highest is 285 for 2 reps, and I could probably get 290 for 2 reps at this point if I'm in position. So I've been working on keeping my back tight, activating my lats, keeping my wrist locked right, because not letting that left wrist turn back sometimes under the bar. You can see I'm doing a little bit right there. That's another reason why I started using wrist wraps when I go heavier. Really anything over 225. Coach was saying I should use wrist wraps just to really work on keeping my wrist locked in that position, and it just gives you that extra support on your wrist. No reason not to. It's not like it's cheating or anything. You still get a lot of strength. Either way, it doesn't help you lift the weight. It just kind of helps secure your wrist and keep that wrist straight. So you see that left wrist was bending back a little bit. So taking a little bit of rest time. So with powerlifting, you should take about 3 minutes rest between your warm-up sets, give or take. Then when you start getting into the heavier work, which I'm going to start doing pretty soon, you want to take like 5 minutes in between sets at least. 3 minimum. But I take 5 generally, sometimes like 7, depending on how heavy I'm really going. And I also like to let my coach watch my form on everything. So although I have years of experience, there's small things that you can tweak and make better. So I always like to have my form watched by lifters that have, years more experience than me. So if I forget a cue, sometimes you slip and forget a certain thing, like, put your chest up a little more on the squat, or, you got a little forward on the deadlift, go back on your heels a little more, just certain things that are gonna help you get those extra pounds out of the lift, so you don't leave anything on the, so you don't leave any pounds and miss anything that you're able to do. But because of technique failure, you fail on a lift, or you don't train as efficiently, stimulate those muscles as efficiently. So now I'm putting some chains on there, putting 165 on the bar with the chains, and that comes out to about 245 pounds on the top, but it's light on the bottom. It's not as heavy on the bottom because the chains, it's accommodating resistance. So it's heavy at the top with the chains fully locked out, basically almost all the way off the ground. And then when you bring them down, the chains go to the ground, and you got the lighter part of the weight. You got 165 and whatever's hanging from off the ground still on the bar. So it's still pretty heavy at the top, but considering what I can bench press, it's not too crazy for me to use this as a deload weight. So give or take, it's probably 65-70% of what I can lift, overall for sets of 5. So my shoulder, it's been bugging a little bit, and eventually I ended up going to more of a narrow grip. So I took my shoulder out of it a little bit more, but you see I'm a little wider right here. Been working on keeping my back tight in that back position. Boom. Those forearms parallel, pause, up. Breathing technique, pause, up. Knock out 5 of those. 1 time for your mind, 2 times for the grind. You know what I'm saying? Boom, bow. Got him, coach. On it. Okay, hopping up. Man, another thing is I put on about 5 pounds this month without even realizing it. Like, here I'm doing some inverted rows to kind of balance myself out. So working that upper back it's actually helped take some pressure off of that rotator cuff. So what I'm gonna incorporate now is some rotator cuff exercises every other day. Real light type of prehab type movements that they make using rehab for people that have shoulder issues. And I was doing them pretty consistently before, but now I gotta definitely make sure I do those. So that's just a movement I do to balance out. I'm also gonna do a lot more upper back work. So I've been training 3 days a week, making good progress, hitting a lot of PRs, hitting PRs on my deadlift every week, consistently for the past about 3.5 months now. My squat's been going up consistently. I wouldn't say every week, but damn near every week my squat has been going up. My squat's always been a tough lift for me. And I think primarily just because I gotta really just dial my technique in a little bit more and find where my form works, because different people have different hip structures, and people squat differently based on how wide they are, how tall they are. And I'm kind of a more tall, narrow guy. I mean, I'm 5'11", I'm almost 6 foot, but for a lifter, it's kind of tall. The shorter you are, lower to the ground, it kind of makes different lifts easier, but I'm not crazy tall to where it's that much more difficult, so I'll never use that as an excuse. Like, I have long arms for my height. I'm 5'11", I think my reach is like 6'1". So theoretically I should be a bad bencher, but I'm a good bencher, so I don't let that stuff get in my way when it comes to making progress. I just figure, okay, well, I got long reach, so I gotta get stronger, gotta get my arms bigger, which I've been doing. If you look at some of my older videos, look at me now, you can see my arms are bigger, my chest is bigger. And that makes sense because my bench is getting close to 300 now. Well, it's at about 300 right now. I mean, I did 285 for 2 reps. So my bench is calculated to be 298 or something like that. So we're about 300 right now. Really working on getting to that 315 bench press in the next couple months. Hopefully in the next 2-3 months. Hopefully by New Year's, I'll hit that 315 bench press. I'll be pumped about that. I'm way on average around 185, between like 182 to like 186. So, but I put on a couple pounds, and I checked this morning actually. I'm up to like 188, 189 again. So I'm gonna add some more cardio in, get back around 185, and kind of try to maintain around there. Keep building that muscle up. Been raising my protein levels, really tracking my macros again recently. I've been having all my clients track their macros super closely. I've been checking them super tight for this 90-day challenge I've been doing with my clients, and they've been getting a lot of weight loss results. Me, I'm not really trying to lose weight too crazy. I just want to maintain and get strong, to increase my Wilks score, quote unquote, even though I haven't competed in an official competition. We did a mock competition because the competition I was supposed to do was canceled due to COVID. So thank you very much, COVID, but had like 1,100 and some change total on our mock competition, which I feel like I left a little bit of pounds in the tank, and I shouldn't have attempted some of the lifts I did as high as I did. Like, I could have benched 290 because I'd done it twice in the gym already, but I attempted at 300 and didn't quite get it. So my highest attempt on the bench was 275. My deadlift was at the end of the competition. I hit 460 or 465. No, 460. This was like a month ago. And then I attempted 480 and barely missed it. But, I was a little tired from the whole day, being there a couple hours lifting. But I did hit my squat goal. We did squats first in the mock meet. So I did hit 370 on the squat. And now I've repped 365 for sets of 2 last week for 4 sets. So squat is going up gradually, and I really found my groove on the squat last week. That's why I did 4 sets instead of 2 top sets or 3 top sets. I really wanted to make sure I got it with that heavy weight and just get down at the bottom of the squat, because that's one thing I've been working on, is really getting down at the bottom of the squat with that weight and making sure it's a meet legal squat. Here's some more rows, boom. And the next actually bench set, I do 4 bench sets with that same weight. It's actually, I didn't turn the camera and get it on camera. I'll do another bench set, and like I said, it's like 245 at the top with the chains, 165 on the bar, 80 pounds of chains. Yeah, do another set. But yeah, numbers going up, so hopefully it's a little bit of powerlifting motivation for anybody that might want to get into powerlifting, or people that just want to put on some muscle. I'm gonna add some more hypertrophy days in to where I do higher reps, 8 reps and above. I'm gonna do a lot of upper back work, standing shoulder presses. I got to a body weight standing press months ago, back when I wasn't bench pressing. I was only doing strict press and back work and things like that, accessories. So I'm gonna really get back on my standing press and really do a lot of shoulder maintenance to make sure my shoulder don't bug out again, and yeah, just keep the process going, basically adding up more hypertrophy work to help benefit my bench press, because I'm really trying to get that double body weight bench press. I know it's probably going to take another couple years, but I'm getting in the 300s pretty soon, body weight around 185 on average. So it's getting there, slow and steady. Hopefully by the New Year's I'll be around 330, 340 bench press, and it's pretty respectable, because once I get that high bench press, I'm gifting deadlifts. I'm deadlifting. I'll be able to get 500 the next time I attempt, no problem. So squats getting up, deadlifts going up, bench is next.